Welcome back to another video. This one we're going to be going over to Julian's house. If you watch my Escort rebuild series, you would have seen a few clips of him. Basically, he taught me to drive I think 8 or 9 years ago, and he's got a 3-door Cossie that's actually been off the road for 16 years. So what we're going to do is sort of like a little recommission, get it back on the road. Probably going to do a proper detailed video, like review style on it later on down the line. But in this video, we just want to try and get it up and running because, like I said, it's been off the road for 16 years. We're going to be putting a new fuel tank in it. We took the old tank out and it was a bit rusty. I'll show you some clips of that. I think he's ordered like a new billet fuel rail and just a few other nice little bits. But yeah, hopefully we get up and running in this episode and have a good look around it and see what everyone thinks of it. Right, so we're at Julian, here's his car. You probably would have seen this on my story a couple times. It's been off the road for how long?
16 years, something like that. 15, 16 years.
So we're going to do like a mini recommission on it. The first thing we've got is new fuel tank. What else we got? Billet rail.
New fuel rail, new fuel pressure regulator, new pump, new filter. Basically a complete new fuel system on it.
It's a bit Marmite. If you didn't notice, it's British Racing Green. But we are going to do a proper video on this once we get it up and running and get it out. This is the old fuel tank. Have you got the old sender?
No, I chucked it to send. I wasn't even thinking. I loved it.
So this had fuel in it for how long?
Well, it was basically drained out as much as I thought, but it had about half a gallon still in it, and it sat there for
it is really hard to see.
Donkey's years.
This was terrible. So you can see even around here where the senders come out.
Probably see down that one.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, this was terrible. So lucky really didn't try and start with all the shit in it. So first thing we're going to do, as I said, is new fuel tank. How much you pay for this, Julian?
Fuel tank, was about 200. With all the bits, all the pipes and fittings, comes about 230 quid with a modified sender because the old sender was seized up on.
Oh yeah, because this is off of a
2 litre Sierra.
2 litre Sierra, and the geezers modified it and need to make it fit.
Yeah, because you can't get a Cosworth sender now, but you can. But people want 300-400 quid for a fuel tank sender.
Yeah, there's no point doing that, is there?
Ridiculous.
And then we've got the new fuel system over here. This is the lovely billet rail, AN fittings. How much was this?
About 170 quid.
It's nice though, isn't it?
Yeah, worth it.
And then what's this, 044?
Yeah, 044.
And then just a normal Cossie filter and fuel pressure regulator.
Yeah, new billet regulator, yeah.
All new fittings from Talks UK. If you watch my other videos, you see that I use all of his AN fittings as well. Julian's been using them for years. So what are we getting on first?
Do fuel pump and cradle first, I think.
We'll get this on. We'll try and record as much of it as we can. It's a bit awkward to get the camera under there. And then we'll get the tank in. We're back under the Cossie. We've got fuel pump, fuel filter. They bolt up here on these like little rubber mounts. Little rubber mounts here. I didn't bring my tripod, so I'm not actually going to record bolting it up, but we would get that up and then sort these fuel lines out. So we've got fuel lines.
Cut somewhere down here. That's where we're going to have to cut them down there.
Yeah, it's going to be nice and awkward, but
yeah,
we'll get out there. Fuel system's on though, pump and filter's on, all bolted up. We'll get cutting. Bit difficult to see here, but Julian's just snipping all the cable ties off so we can try and at least get the lines to drop down a little bit more, so it's a bit easier to work with. So these are the lines on our hard line back here. We're going to trim the hard line up and get the adapters on. Julian's cutting them lines. I'm just checking out what fittings we've got here. I'm not sure what's going where yet, but Julian's already worked it all out in his head.
Our diagram on the wall.
Oh, there we go. Diagram.
That's sad advice.
So fuel rail, obviously we're not going to worry about today. Fuel tank, aim, 2 straights, banjo straight. Right. Sweet. At least this diagram's a little bit easier to work from. 2 straights on the regulator, 2 hard mail, 2 straight. That's where the adapters are going to be out of the hard line. These are the original hard lines, straights. M14 adapter. This filter's already done. Fuel tank's already done. So all we've got to worry about is these ones here. These are hardline to AN line adapters.
Tube. I won't put it together, this is the old one
Yeah,
just to show you. Drop the olive in, centre the olive, then it just goes on like a normal fitting, that clamps down to your tube.
It's the same as doing AN line, isn't it?
Yeah, and then afterwards just use your normal
AN fitting on the end of it.
straight or whatever you're going to use to whatever you need. That's the right one. So it's just like that.
Easy.
So that way you can just remove your work off your standard fuel rail.
And then this will just be flexible again.
Yeah, flexible at the end. Easy as that and neat.
Easy. So we've put the little hardline adapter on. Didn't want to record it because it's proper awkward. Julian's just doing a fitting so we can put it on, loosely put it on, and then measure up how much line we actually need, cut it, and then go from there. We're under here trying to mock it up. So what is this, AN6? Put an AN6 line on, straight onto the hardline adapter. It goes over the trailing arm, and then over the anti-roll bar, you can't really see it, and then
You know what, I might put 90 on that.
straight into the pump here. We can put a little 90.
Yeah, I was going to go straight, but I think I might use a 90 and that'll bring it up.
Yeah, that'd look nice, a bit more straight as well.
Neater that way, won't it?
Yeah, it'll be easy to work with as well, I think.
Yeah.
That's measured off. Gonna cut the grinder, put the fitting on, get it up, get it into position, and do the other line, then secure it all to the car. Straight-ish cut. Yeah, straight enough. It's only tiny bit, that's alright.
And then pull the tape off. That's the easiest
Then
way.
pull the tape. Olive.
Yeah, just cut it. Just trim the end up because where it's cut through, it's not completely square. That's why sometimes you can't get them to seal. If you just cut that so that's completely square.
Get down. Get a 90 on.
That's it. Put it in like that.
Straight up, and then just tighten them up, and we get this one on the car. So this is actually the old fuel that come out of the old tank. As you can see, it looks like oil. And it proper stinks as well. So yeah, that's 15-year-old fuel, and it's not E10 either. So I can imagine if it was E10 it would have been way worse. So now we've got the hardline adapter on the return. We're going to do it up, do the same with this one, and then mock it up, get it down there, get the tank in, and then that's the lines finished. So here's the tank ready to go in. 2 connections here, 2 connections here, and this is all the fuel pump wiring. We're probably not going to be able to record putting this in because it's a little bit awkward laying underneath, so we'll show you when it's done. Yeah, so as I said, a bit of an awkward one to record, but it's all up there. New stretch thingy, can't think what you called it. Julian's just sliding under, and he's already made one end off on the return line. We're just going to measure it up, cut it, and make the last line. I think it's the last line, which is going to go into here, into the tank. So yeah, we're just going to measure it up quickly. Return hose on. Now we've just got to secure them all properly, but looking pretty nice under there. This is one of the old hoses that's been on there for 15, 16 years. You can hear how brittle it is. Fucked.
Yeah, basically.
Right, we're back in Julian's garage again. Off recommissioning this, we just need to put new boost hoses on, new coolant hoses. These from Roost Motorsport. I don't know what hose goes where, but I'm sure Julian does.
Yep. Well, we know which one there goes.
Yeah, that's obviously the air filter. That's obviously the air filter.
Turbo to intercooler to throttle body.
And we've got the coolant hoses as well, which I think they need a little bit of trimming, so we'll show you when we're doing them. So, a bit difficult to see. Julian's down there. First hose is the bottom of the rad to the water pump. Just see it down here, and that's that one on to the water pump. Right, I'm going to get this turbo onto intercooler hose on. That's that one all done, tightened up. Onto air filter next, and that's the big old air filter on. Now coolant hoses and boost hoses this side. Got to trim this hose. Why are we trimming this hose?
Because it's got a swell pot in it, otherwise that'll just go thermostat housing straight to the radiator, so we've got to cut a section out the middle where the swell pot sit.
So we're going to use the cutters.
Yep.
Chop.
That's it.
First hose done. My side of the hose is on. And then the last intercooler hose. Hose on, dump valve on. Right, so now all we've got to do is put coolant in it, and then we're going to run down the road and get some fuel, and hopefully it starts first time. Oops.
What are you doing to me, car?
Sorry.
Right.
Take two. Just gonna pop one in at a minute, see if there's any leaks. Fingers crossed there's not, it shouldn't be. Alright, so it's ready to start. First thing Julian's gonna do is take the coil leads off, spin it over, try and get some oil pressure in it because it hasn't been started for 16 years. So we'll get the pressure up first. Up, go.
Keep fingers crossed.
That's alright, isn't it, actually? But not how long it ain't been started for.
Go.
Sweet.
Fingers crossed. Then it's all alright.
There's no leaks, we check for leaks. Right, so I'm back home now. The Cossie ran, obviously after a few little problems you would have seen in the video, but it sounded nice, a little bit tappy on the top end, but what can you expect after not been run for 16 years. Julian's pretty happy with it, I'm pretty happy with how far we got with it. He's going to get it out this year. We're going to have a couple more videos coming up on the channel of a couple more mods on his car. We've ordered gas coilovers, thanks to Byron if you're watching this for sorting them out, so there'll be a video on that. We've also ordered, Julian's also ordered some high-spec 8 pots for his car, so there'll be another video on getting them bled up and whatnot. We'll also be doing the first drive video, and then like the little reviewy sort of videos that we do where we showcase the car, we talk about the spec a bit more in depth, so definitely look out for that. If you do enjoy the content on other cars, feel free to let us know in the comments below, and I will try and jump on a few other cars with some other mates that have got like cool builds going on. As always, I'm going to leave the link in the description to our page, our Facebook group, Instagram and all that stuff. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.